the beginning, there was man. Following man, there was guidance, a component of time that allowed evolution to instill adaptation in the human mind. Long before the Lumiere brothers, Paleolithic artists were masters of movement. Researchers Marc Azima and artist Folent Riviere found that the artists of early human history worked not in static imagery, but in motion pictures. Their natural resources as tellings for these come later. Such findings to back up the investigation of early picture motion to the human mind can be found in caves by superimposition of animal limbs, positioning of fire holders, and flickering of lights. When we look at home, the human body has evolved to hear sounds we need to understand the changes to which we as humans hear compared to our aquatic and mammal-made counterparts. The finely tuned biological instrument that we use to hear our surroundings has been tuned for over 400 million years, beginning as what would stem from fish gills to now our middle ear bone. Unlike our aquatic friends, we would develop a coiled conchula, which would give way to our expanded frequency range. This allows sounds to be regulated for sensory pleasure and discomfort. From the 1800s to the late 1920s, theaters provided live musical scores, sound effects, and audience sing-alongs using pianos, organs, and even full orchestras, otherwise known as the Mighty Wurlitzer, to give off sound-provoking scores alongside silent films. Silent films, known as silent films simply for not being able to have in-sync audio, would give way to talkies. Film talkies would find themselves thrusted into the mainstream following a shady deal among four of the biggest movie networks, forcing the industry to navigate highly restrictive physical and technological regulations. Early audio technology required complete quiet on sets, immobile cameras, and actors to stand rigidly near hidden microphones. As dialogue adapted to clear transition, the MPPDA adopted the Motion Picture Production Code, or Hays Codes, in 1930s, and strictly enforced it by 1934. This would regulate profanity, suggestive dialogue, and immorality. This era would evolve from the era of rigid transition to the Broadcasting Act of 1967. This Broadcasting Act was more than a restriction on the speech of the American people. No, it was a provocateur for the American people signed to encourage creative risk. The act would also establish organizations and fundings of programs like CPB, Corporation for Public Broadcasting, PBS, Public Broadcasting Service, and NPR, National Public Radio. This act would ensure that airwaves would be considered a public resource and would also be used for enlightenment and high-quality programming for the general public. Fast forward to the modern-day 2020 era, and you can find chargers on buses, microphones connected to hats, and the certification that you can find a digital device in the hands of anyone ranging from 5 years of age to 105 years of age. The case is, noise has been regulated, noise will continue being regulated, and noise won't stop being regulated. The choice is whether the people choose to regulate it or not. The Broadcasting Act of 1967 has transformed the use of airwaves and commercial commodity into a community platform for man to gain universal access to a social and political platform, universally anywhere at any point in time. And decades later, the narrative remains much the same, to ensure the media serves not to a distraction, but as a tool for discovery, to enrich man's spirits.